Hi everyone, welcome back to Shivangi Singh Astrology. Here we do tarot readings, here pick a card readings. This is your resource for free readings. Along with that, we also do tarot deck reviews because I'm a huge collector of decks, and this is going to be one of those videos. So, the deck that I have today is a highly popular one. I don't think there is anyone who's not seen this deck used in some or the other tarot readings online. So this deck, when it first came out, it was hugely popular on social media, on Instagram and YouTube. Obviously, I saw every single tarot reader using this deck, and I actually am late to the party because I've just started using it, but I wanted to, make sure that this is a sound investment because I have far too many tarot decks already. So now I am a little very skeptical, and I for one year, 1.5 year, I even put myself on an out where I was not buying any more tarot decks. But now that has been broken. It's Diwali time, and during Diwali time, I do tend to buy a lot of books, a lot of tarot decks, basically the things that I collect. And this year, I have three decks that I recently purchased. Actually, they were gifted to me, but it's like something where somebody's money was still spent. So it's not exactly like my vow to just not spend my money or that of anyone close to me in collecting more tarot decks, but I guess that seems to have broken down. So, this deck by Chris Ann is famous for its being a riot of colors, and that's kind of my thing. Like when people talk about their aesthetic, their vibe, mine is just everything that is like bright and colorful. I guess I'm a Leo, so that peeps in. I love, things that are like very attractive, very flashy sometimes, not always. So there are decks which are very muted, and I buy them because they are very muted. And then there are decks like these where you love the bright tone, you love the bright colors. So obviously, as you can see, the plastic wrapping is off, which means I've opened these decks, and let me show you what the deck is like on the inside. So this deck, the indie version, if you've seen online or you can Google it, came with an edging, a very bright peacock blue green sort of edging. And I looked for the indie tarot deck, but I could not find it anywhere in India. So what I did was, when I bought this deck of cards, I decided to color it. I decided to add my own little edging to it. So I didn't go for the blue green color, but I still wanted like a bright electric blue shade. And then I added like glitter because I love shimmery edging on decks. And in general, I like cards with have some sort of edging available. And these are just beautiful. They turned out to be very, very beautiful. So it takes a little bit of effort when you go ahead and do this sort of thing. You make it like an art experiment. And I treated this deck like a work of art, which it is. Like, look at the bright colors, the clear graphic imagery. It's very beautiful. So I wanted to, go with the theme of the deck and do something similar. And I am very happy with the way it turned out. This color almost matches, the edge of the outer cover. And I'm very happy also with the glittery shimmery part. That also turned out to be quite nice. And how I did this was, like, when I first got the deck, I just kept it like this, and it had a paper band kind of a thing which ties it together nicely. And then I applied like several shades of colors. So there was teal blue, there was electric blue, there was a little bit of neon green. I mixed the three together and I painted it with a wide brush. And then once that dried, I had to apply another layer of it just to make it very bold and bright. And once that dried off, I finished it off with a layer of silver sparkly paint. So it actually took me quite a long time to, get it all to dry off. And after that, of course, I had to clean every single card because, sometimes the paint spills over here, and even on this side. So what I did was that I just like individually cleaned each and every card, let it dry, aired it out. So it took me a good, I would say, 1 week to really get it ready. This deck in its final position, as it looks right now, took a good 1 week to reach. So, like I said, it's a bit of a hard work, but it's totally worth it because it's a one time thing, and if you're a collector, you will have this in your collection permanently. So, might as well go ahead and do that. And I truly, truly love the color that has come out. It looks very beautiful on camera and more so in real life. It's more bright in real life. So let's get started with the deck review. Like I said, it's a very colorful graphic sort of a deck. It's more like a work of art. And I love the box, I love the packaging. It's like deeper than most tarot decks, and it's sturdy. The cover itself is quite sturdy. Then there are little details like this one here. And as the camera is focusing, yeah, now you can see it. And like I showed you, this little thing here, I think these details, they add a lot to any deck. And then every single side, look at this, the way they've done this, it's so beautiful. It just transitions smoothly, and this is how it looks like. So this color is slightly different, right? It's a little bit green, that's a little bit more blue, so they've created this beautiful teal effect. And yeah, this is the deck. So now it comes with this book. It's quite thick. It's like your regular tarot deck book. I don't think there is anything very different about it. It's just, basically if you want to learn about the journey of creating this very, very colorful deck of cards, then you can do so. It became very popular. I think this is what you call a bestseller in the tarot category. So great job done by Chris Ann, and obviously like very profitable for Hay House, the creators of this deck, the publishers. They made a fortune out of it. So let me take you through the cards one by one. Okay, so it's kind of like a flip through. The card itself, if you've seen them online, people will tell you that it's a very flimsy material. But I actually don't feel that compared to like a lot of other decks as well. I wouldn't say that it's all that flimsy. I think it's fine. Like I think maybe coloring, edging, sort of gave them a little bit of sturdiness because it's become stronger. So I highly recommend coloring your decks, making them your own. This is something I do quite frequently. So this is what the cards look like. Let's begin. Six of Wands, not as bright as it was expected. I guess I wanted like a brighter shade of orange. King of Pentacles, very beautiful card. So as you can see, just very bold, beautiful color and imagery used. It's the kind of art that makes me happy. Just bold and beautiful. Look at this. So beautiful. Also, this card is big on diversity, and I'm happy to see that more and more card decks are focusing on adding diversity in terms of people with color, sexual orientations, depictions of different sexual orientations, and I think that's really beautiful. And tarot community or the spiritual community in general has always been pretty open-minded to a whole wide diversity of people, and that is, I think, because the witches were not exactly considered the best of people, and they've been ostracized for so long. The spiritual community has been shunned from the so-called mainstream society in this so-called civilization that is actually nothing but a farce, and we know that, but we continue pretending like there is only one normal, when actually that is the furthest thing from the truth. And I believe that the pandemic really put that into our focus. So I'm very happy that post the pandemic there have been a lot of great movements, Black Lives Matter, to just like taking a much closer look at feminism and what it really entails, what gender equality entails, much before the pandemic happened. I think 2 years before that, when the Me Too movement and Time's Up movement globally hit us, I think all of that is something that the spiritual community has been talking about for the longest time. And we are here for it. We want to see more depictions in tarot cards, oracle cards, mainstream media about people with who represent a great deal of diversity. So that's always a very welcome change, and I'm very happy to see it being included in this deck, which became a bestseller. And more of this, please, more depictions of happy single life, especially for women, because the society says you have to have a man by your side, which is just extremely stupid. So this sort of thing always makes me happy, like seeing depictions of strong independent women leading single lives. That's just awesome in my opinion. Then people with a diversity of partners, like the relationships that are depicted in various ways. That's very happy to see that sort of thing. And I think in just the depiction of different people with different sexual orientations, I think that is where this card could have done better. This deck of card, that is the only little piece of criticism that I have. Other than that, they've done a great job. I like how they've included the symbol of owl with King of Swords, because I strongly believe that owl is a symbol that needs to be associated with this, not this specific King of Swords card, but like in general, the swords deck, because owls represent wisdom, right? They represent basically going against the norm, because owls, as we know, are nocturnal. So they stay up all night and they are awake when the whole world is sleeping, sort of a thing. And that actually makes them see the world differently, I think, and that's kind of related to the swords theme. I love this card also because it captures the spirit of Knight of Cups very beautifully. Like, if I had to imagine Knight of Cups, this is what it would look like. This exactly. And I think it's beautiful. Ace of Swords, how it is all about living in your head, and then light emerging from it. Lovely. I like the inclusion of the raven symbology. Great work. Oh, look at that. Nice. So beautiful, so colorful, bright, happy depiction. Three of Cups, female bonding, coven of witches, lovely. Alright, so without making this video unnecessarily long, I think you get the idea of what kind of cards are there in this deck, and like, you can just see this briefly. Love this card, so beautiful. So yeah, this is what this card looks like, and if you have any queries about it or any other deck of cards whose reviews I've done, please reach out to me. And and if you want to schedule a personal reading, you can do so by emailing me at shivangisingastrology@gmail.com, or simply dropping me a message here in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this deck and also my edging, this little thing that I've done here. Let me know if you think it goes with the theme, if it looks good or not, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this deck, which I think is graphic, beautiful, colorful, but I know that's not for everybody, because there are people who like very, very muted, somber decks of cards. So, if you're one of those people, then I don't think this card would work very well for you. But yeah, like if you like bright, something to brighten up your day, I would suggest this deck. It's quite good. Look at this. So with that, we've come to the end of another video. Please like, share and subscribe. I am so happy to be in a community with all of you guys, and your lovely comments just make my day. You can also follow me on Instagram. I do a lot of giveaway tarot readings there, so definitely check out my Instagram page at Shivangi Singh Astrology, and have a lovely day. I'm going to be putting up reviews of 2 more decks today, so do check those out and let me know what you think. All right, and take care. See you in my next video. Thank you so much for tuning in today.